Ching, ching, big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. I'm always right.
What is going on, believers? Guys, if you've been waiting for a pump to come into crypto for the last couple of days, you're finally starting to see one. Feels like it's been forever. It's really just only been a couple of days since we saw a nice pump happen, and now it looks like we've gone from about 1030 to 1150 on Ethereum, and we've got Bitcoin pumping up to a point where it's trading a little bit over 20,000, trading at 20,400 right about now. Just pumped up to 20,453, and you can see right here, this has been just a very nice run over the course of today, starting, guess what, at 3 a.m. in the middle of last night. So at 3 a.m., we got a pump starting here at 19,094, which is now ending at 20,390 as we speak. The Asian markets are waking up to a Tuesday. The U.S. markets were off, so there was no chance for the U.S. market to sell down and wreck the market, which is what they've been up to for the last little while. So looking over everything, here we are. We're starting to get a good pump going. Now, there's been a few moments of profit taking along the way up. We're probably looking at another one right now. The question really becomes, does this 3 a.m. hold true again? Will we go like we did last night? Will we go sideways or down just a little bit for the next couple of hours as China does the China thing and the Asian markets start to take profits, or are we just going to go for a pump? Because, as most of you know, in 9 days, we are going to get the CPI information, and once we know what the inflation rate is in the United States, probably not going to be the greatest of numbers. Once we know that number, then the market will probably start to retrace quite a bit, and we are looking at the potential to start setting some new lows way down below this 18,000 that we had not too long ago. This is going to be probably one of those down here at the 17 level sort of dumps, or even more. Now, one of the worst things, again, and I don't want to say it that way, but one of the worst things that could happen is we get the CPI number, and the CPI number looks just good enough for people to not dump, and then we end up just kind of trading sideways. That would mean that we're not going to get the dip that we were looking for. So, that being the case, yuck. Hope it ends up way better than that, because that is not going to be that's not going to be very good. What's going on, Wizard Cell? What's going on, Love Thy Ink? What's up, Crypto Jedi? Neville, what's going on? Forsaken, what's happening? Yes, Bone Shibarium is going to be on the test net in the third quarter of 2022. So looks pretty good. Polygon is pumping. Everything's pumping right now. As far as how long these lows are going to last, we've got a lot of lows to fight through right now. Taking a quick look over here to see what the daily chart shows. Steppen is the big gainer for the day, followed by Engine, the Sandbox. Celsius Network, who survived again. They had a $64 million loan. They got a $50 million loan. Now they're paying down their Bitcoin debt, and guess what? They're starting to pump. Solana's up 9%. Cosmos at 9.4%. BitTorrent is trading up 9.6% today. The Thorchain is at 11.2%, moving down here. ApeCoin is up to 498. ApeCoin's pretty much doubled its value in the last couple of days. Like it feels like just in just a short little while, it's gone from, maybe I'm thinking of something else. Maybe I'm thinking of Luna. Maybe ApeCoin was at about $4. So maybe it's up like 25% or something. We got to look at this now, because now I'm going to lose my mind if I don't see it. So we were down here at 420. and 397. See, I remember it being at 397 at some point. So it's having at least a little bit of a pump in the last little while. Moving to the upside, as most everything is doing at this point. What else we got going on? Decentraland's up 9%, Quant 8.5%, DeFi Chain is at 8.5%, Aave 8.4%, Uniswap 8.3%, KuCoin 8.2%, Ethereum having a nice pump, 7.7%. When's the last time you saw Ethereum running this hard over the course of a 24-hour period? Hope it continues. Avalanche at 7.6%. Moving down here, BNB's at 6.3%. Bitcoin having a 6% run up today. So we're getting a lot of movement in a lot of different places. Guys, don't remember, we're not near, we're talking about middle of July. Don't forget Phantom. If you have a little extra to throw in, remember the holidays are coming. We're going to be having that, we're going to have that Halloween run up. I'm not sure how much it's going to be this year. I don't think that it's going to beat $3, and I think it was 14 cents last time. I don't think it's going to beat $3.14, but it should run up to at least $1 or something. So it might be, even in a bear market, Phantom might be just a little bit of a sleeper just in that point of the market. So manage that accordingly and look for it. What's going on, Juice? What's going on, Josh? What's going on, Ellis? Red Sox, let's go. What's happening, man? Jay Smooth in the house. What's happening? Volt Army. What's going on, Eddie T? So it looks like we've got a nice little pump going. Hopefully we'll maintain it. Looks like the Asian market looks a little bit weak right now. So now, mind you, this was the Asian market last night, trading in the lower 19,000s. So this is a nice pump for them. So I would think that this is a profit-taking time. So we'll probably see at least a little bit of profit taking at this point, because that is a pretty large pump to have $1,000. Bitcoin price overnight go up by about $1,000 is kind of a big number, especially in a bear market. So this is probably going to be a struggle for the night. We'll probably see some sideways action, fight right around 20,000, and then hopefully we'll start to move back to the upside again. But as I said before, the Celsius network pays off another loan, $64 million Bitcoin loan, which is a significant amount. Liquidation price hits $49.67. Following a $50 million Bitcoin loan repayment today, Celsius repays another $64 million on its Bitcoin loan. Earlier today, as per the data received from Block Analytica, Celsius repaid $50 million towards its Bitcoin loan. Exactly 3 hours and 25 minutes later, the crypto lending platform pays back a $64 million Bitcoin loan. The wrapped Bitcoin, a Vault 25977 owned by Celsius, is now ranked as low risk. At $49.66, the liquidation price is now lower. Prior to this, today, Celsius reduced its liquidation price to $88.3857. On July 1st, the cryptocurrency lending platform lowered its liquidation price to $12,243. Yesterday, Celsius made another $50 million loan payment to Aave. So Celsius has been coming through with some money for the last bunch of days. Now, maybe this pump is paying off for them just a little bit right now. Maybe that's what's happening, and I don't know what else to say at this point. I think I remember that we were talking about FTX was going to help Celsius. I know they did help BlockFi. There was conversations happening. So we'll see how this all plays out. Celsius sent $72 million worth of Ether earlier today to a designated wallet. Celsius has been continuing to pay off debts and decreasing its collateral recently. The platform appears to be attempting to refinance its liabilities. So Celsius, by the way, Celsius was wrecked. If you don't recall, they were heavily invested in Terra Luna. So when Terra and Luna both collapsed, that means they lost a lot of money. And then, of course, people started to pull their money out. When you start to pull your money out, then that affects their ability. When you drive the price down and you continue to have large amounts of staking, then they're paying large amounts out every day. But the money is not coming back in like it should because the market continues to collapse. And let's face facts. If it were not for the Terra Luna collapse, then we would probably be looking at a $30,000 Bitcoin right now and at least an $1,800 to $2,000 Ethereum right now. So Factor in that we really haven't recovered from this right now. We've just formed some new lows because, in essence, you have to account for all of that money. That was close to $60 billion. And that money evaporated. That is an amount of money that's not easily going to find its way back into this market because that money's gone. Those people, that value, that's been taken either out of the network or it's just been lost. So there's no real good answer to that, and there's no real way to fix it other than to keep doing what Bitcoin's doing. We're going to talk about Bitcoin fundamentals, which you'll see is an article over here. But there are Bitcoin fundamentals that we're going to talk about. But Celsius, despite the financial turmoil, the Celsius token has been displaying some spikes. Celsius had a 38.5% growth in the last 14 days and 16% growth in the last 7 days. At the time of writing, Celsius was trading at 0.0146 with an 8.8% increase in the last 24 hours. Customers seem to have lost hope in Celsius, but if it is to make a comeback soon, it will be one of the notable resurrections. So, listen, they are striving diligently to get this thing paid down, and from every analyst that's looking right now, they're doing a remarkable job of trying to salvage something of their entire system. So now, by the way, when we get back to this, Crypto Family with the $100 bomb. What's going on, my man? Hey, man, did I not give you the link? Oh, you're out, dude. Yo, Crypto Family's at a zoo. God, doggy. Hey, man, I appreciate the bomb, my man. That is crazy, man. Holy shit. Dude, you got lizards and rabbits and shit around you. That is crazy. Man, tell them to charge admission to that place, man. I appreciate the bomb here. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Hope y'all have a badass day today. Who's barbecuing? Shout out to Bleeze for always keeping it real. Hey, man, I appreciate that, man. Being a smart mofo, learned a lot from this guy right here. I appreciate that, man. And while you're at the zoo, give me an Eagles autograph. What's going on, guys? All right, I'll send it over right now. All right, so Crypto Family's out helping somebody. He's house sitting, and legit, he's sitting in the middle of a zoo right now. There's like dogs and rabbits and lizards and shit around him. That's ridiculous. But anyway, so Celsius seems like it's going to survive. That being the case, that is a beautiful sign. Like if we start to see a little bit of survival coming from some of these places that we otherwise have considered are just wrecked. If we see that start to come up, then that's going to be a gigantic big deal. Like we're going to see a massive sort of increase coming. People are going to be feeling really good about that. Also, while we're at it, Three Arrows Capital allegedly holds a $7.3 million NFT collection of Bored Apes, CryptoPunks, and others. And it looks like they might be putting some of it up for sale. One Bored Ape Yacht Club worth $61,000, two Mutant Apes worth an estimated $122,000, 11 CryptoPunks worth $3 million, 330 art blocks curated NFTs worth a total of $2.483, 8 pegs worth $613, 4 Def Beef V2s worth $564,000, 3 autoglyphs worth $304,000, 7 art block NFTs worth $125,000, and 7 Chromie Squiggle NFTs worth $73,078. And this is the news is followed by Three Arrows Capital filing for bankruptcy in New York. The bankruptcy filing was followed by the British Virgin Islands ordering the firm to be liquidated. On June 27, a court file for the same was submitted. According to the report, partners for Teneo Restructuring will handle the bankruptcy of the Singapore-based corporation. Recently, the Three Arrows Capital also received a default notice from Voyager Digital. The $650 million debt, which has not been cleared, is the subject of the notice. So, that's a crazy amount of assets that they're holding just in NFTs. Clearly, there was some profit in some way that they were hoping that they were holding on to. And guys, you got to remember when we're talking about this, the one Bored Ape. Remember, not long ago, the floor on Bored Ape was 100,000. They're down. That's down to 61,000 right now. That is a massive amount of decline that you're seeing on these for, like, I mean, this market has really been down. And we're actually going to talk about NFTs in just a few minutes because we do have some NFT news, not specific. It wasn't specific to the Bored Apes, and it wasn't specific to anything, but there was some information that was coming out in the NFT space talking about how dry and dead this market seems to be right now. But let's move on. Bitcoin fundamentals seem to be stable despite the signs of a recession. So, despite the recent volatile market and shockwaves sent through the crypto ecosystem, Bitcoin's fundamentals appear to be stable, according to a monthly Bitcoin report by ARK Invest. The fundamentals of Bitcoin seem to hold on, even though the market is struggling to keep up. A comparison was made by analyzing the metrics of network security, network usage, and holder behavior for a period of 1 year. The mining difficulty has increased by 48.36%. The miner's revenue has taken a major toll, as it's been in a 32% decline in the last month. The amount of energy required plus the lowered price of Bitcoin has not been kind to the miners right now. One fascinating figure represented by the data is that the long-term holder supply and the locked supply have witnessed a slight increase as compared to the last year. ARK reports indicate that the transaction volume on the Bitcoin network and the locked supply are bullish. Bitcoin might tumble as there are signs of a recession. According to ARK's analysis, there have been more than double the credit default swaps since September. The current trading level of credit default swaps is close to the level of the pandemic market during 2020. All right, what's up, pet sitter?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Welcome to the jungle, really, though.
My bad.
What's that, man?
Oh no. Yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling right now, man. I'm just relaxing while well, first of all, how you doing, man? Happy 4th of July to everybody.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man. I've been digging into this market. Remember, I made that trade not too long ago. I put like 20,000 ETH. I put in 20,000 into ETH, and then it immediately went down. And now I'm watching it climb back today.
Okay.
So I'm hoping for a good play by the end of tonight, maybe tomorrow night, something like that. Hopefully before the 13th, because you know that 13th that's my D-Day right now.
Okay. I've been seeing some stuff with the Celsius. Is that like another issue that's probably driving the market down?
Yeah, so they've paid down, in 2 days, they've paid down $170 million in loans.
Ooh.
So they're literally trying to revive their network as we speak. Withdrawals have not changed. They haven't done anything like, I think they have to get themselves fixed. What's up, Cody? I think they have to get themselves fixed first, and then they're going to reopen everything. But I mean, it wasn't 3 days ago everybody thought all was lost and they were dead in the water, and everybody at Celsius was just ass out. And now it's looking like there may be a lifeline. And I don't know where that lifeline's coming from, but there's something out there happening.
Okay, that's interesting. What's Bitcoin at right now? Bitcoin's around 19,000 something.
Say what?
What's Bitcoin? What's the market looking like?
20,400 right now.
Okay. Interesting.
They're 20,320. It's been a pump since 3 a.m. last night.
Yeah, man, I've been like slacking on the crypto stuff. I'm more so just kind of been like a mini vacation, but I had to come tune in. My man Bleed's got a lot of information on a lot of stuff. So it was always a pleasure to talk to my man Bleed.
Right on, man. Well, right now we're just kind of checking the news, and we just covered Celsius, and we were checking in on Three Arrows. Three Arrows has Bored Ape NFTs, and I was just commenting, like, one Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT used to be worth at least $100,000. It is now down to $61,000. They are struggling mightily with floor price right now.
Yeah, I noticed with Bored Ape, even like a lot of, at least in my eyes, a lot of like negative things that have been happening. Like, first, it was the Bored Ape hack that happened where somebody hacked the official system. He hacked the Discord. He lost like $13 million. Or yeah, pretty much got hacked for $13 million of NFTs. And then I heard like the SEC, there was some type of issue to where like their plot of land they were like airdropping to people was looked at as a security rather than a utility.
Yeah.
So it seemed like Bored Ape. And then even Seth. Isn't it Seth Green, the actor from Family Guy?
Yeah, Seth Green.
Yeah, then he had his like NFT, stolen and sold to another person who was trying to get it back. Like I've been seeing so much just kind of this negative spotlight on Bored Ape lately, and I'm trying to see if they come around and get some dubs.
Yeah, these people are getting crazy with like stealing NFTs and shit like that. That's out of control, man. And yeah, I don't. Sure. The one thing that here's what my belief is very simple about the SEC. Gary Gensler is a Morgan, or he was. God, who did he work for? Goldman Sachs. He worked for Goldman Sachs for 18 years before he joined the SEC. And I think that the entirety of his belief system is based on fiat being the predominant currency. And I don't think that he really likes the fact that digital currency represents anything. And, when you see moments like yesterday, you know what happened to Peter Schiff, right?
What happened with him?
Well, Peter Schiff has a bank in Puerto Rico that he owns, and he no longer has access to the funds in his bank. And he's having a fit right now. He was blowing up Twitter. He was going crazy. And then people are pointing out, hey, that would never have happened if you had Bitcoin, right? And this guy has spent so many years. He's spent so many years talking about the ills of cryptocurrency and how they don't represent any sort of value. Well, your fiat currency currently has no value in Puerto Rico. So how do you feel now?
Right. What's that saying that people say? When they say like, not your keys, not your crypto. It's like, not your.
Yeah. If you're not holding your crypto, you're not holding your crypto. Somebody else can do something with it. But this guy has gone out of his way for many, many, many years to tell people stay away from cryptocurrency. Bitcoin has no value. It's a giant Ponzi scheme. Nobody's. This is just millennials transferring money around is all it represents. It's not real. And guess what? You just found out how real it was, because it turns out your fiat currency in Puerto Rico isn't real because you can't access it. But if it were Bitcoin, you would never have this problem.
That's facts. Yeah, and that's what I kind of brought up. That whole thing. People say like, not your key, not your crypto. It's kind of like not your bank, not your money.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, for anybody out here who's doing this, if you're having any questions about it, when we're talking about Coinbase and we're talking about don't leave your money on a centralized exchange, if you have a Coinbase wallet, that's not a centralized exchange. Coinbase wallet is a decentralized wallet. So if you have your money on the Coinbase wallet instead of Coinbase, then you are perfectly safe. By the way.
Like, oh, sorry about that. Yeah, my man Ing said that my screen is like bright.
Yeah. He said you look like where was it? You look like you're streaming from heaven.
Yeah, I'm stand. Yo, I don't know why. Well, I guess she just moved in here. She doesn't have the blinds up yet,
Yeah.
so there's like no blinds up. And I don't know if y'all can see the bunny over there, but bunny's just chilling, watching this. Talk about crypto.
God damn, there's a live ass rabbit on the floor over there. Just chilling.
She has a bearded dragon right here. There you go.
And
I
a
didn't mean
lizard.
to just start showing up all the pets.
Y'all, if a tiger passes him in the background, this shit's just gonna get weird.
Hey, she might have a tiger somewhere. She's like a super.
It's just gonna get crazy.
But nah, going back to what you were saying, that's actually crazy. Like, I've noticed a couple people who are like big name, big just position people who talk down about crypto, and it's like you said before. Look at him. Like now he has an issue with his money that's located in Puerto Rico where he can't access it. And people are right. Hey, maybe if you have some digital currency like Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever, you would have some extra funds on the sideline instead of them being locked up.
Mm-hmm. Well, so I do have there is a little bit of an understanding that I have when I, like, you know, let's say the shit hits the fan, right? And everything blows up. How are you going to access your Bitcoin, and what does it mean if you're like, you know, for example, you're in the Ukraine right now, and you don't have power. You don't have money if you don't have power. So, you know, some of the argument does bear weight in that you have to have a means in which to transact that doesn't require power. So you should always have cash on hand. You just,
Definitely.
you know, like the whole idea here is, and I think that they miss the point of it in many ways, and that we miss their point in many ways. What they're saying is make sure that you have enough assets that people recognize, because not enough people are going to recognize cryptocurrency if things go sideways. So make sure that you have enough capital on hand, whether it be with credit, with gold, with some kind of asset that you can use to barter and trade just in case you need it if a place doesn't take crypto. And then I think that we're saying, you know, if you guys are not accepting crypto as it is, then you just don't get it, bro. And I think they get it. I think they're just nervous about that.
Yeah, no, actually, the way you just broke it down is brilliant. There's definitely a lot of miscommunication to where you have people who are on the crypto side, where it's kind of just like, hey, this is the future of currency. This is the future. So, like, I don't care about gold, fiat. And then you have the other people who are kind of just like, hey, that digital stuff is too wishy-washy. People get, you know, hacked or you send it to a wrong address. Yada, yada. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of miscommunication. I feel like hopefully, you know, in the future we can more so get them more on the same page, because I feel like, just like Bleed said, you should have a lot of everything, whether it's gold, silver, you know, digital currency, fiat, you know, all that stuff.
Yep.
So,
Look, all I'm saying is you should have a stack of like 10 grand at your house just in case you need it, hidden somewhere where nobody else can get it, because that is enough to get you where you need to go whenever you need to get somewhere. And if you keep the rest of it in crypto, you're fine. You just have to have enough to get from A to Z. That's it. And if you got that, then you're good.
Definitely true. Yo, Bleez, appreciate you having me over here, brother. It's like 2 minutes away from 6:30. I told her I would call her back because it was some weird guy at her job. That was So she told me to call her back while she walks to her car because she's like at work right now.
Oh yeah, man, go do your thing, man.
But yo, again, shout out to my man Bleez, man. If you guys haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We're following him on all the social medias. I got a lot of love for Bleez, man. He's one of the content creators I love watching because he keeps it real. He's hella smart. Like, I've learned a lot of stuff just talking to him behind the scenes. And again, like, I want to see content creators like my man Bleez, you know, make it. So shout out to you, brother.
All right, man. I appreciate it, man. Take care. Be good and be careful.
Hey, you too, brother. Peace out.
All right, man. We'll talk to you.
All right.
All right, guys, if you're not already, go follow Kanubi. That's Crypto Family. Go follow him on Twitter, and then go follow him on YouTube as well. He's got his own show that he does. And let's move on with that being the case, man. Appreciate that guy coming on. I always value him coming on talking to me. Shiba Inu, Satoshi hints at a major announcement in 24 hours. I don't know what it is. There's been a little bit of people are talking about it, and they're saying that, maybe this is not a gigantic announcement, maybe quote unquote major. Lead developer of Shiba Swap, Satoshi Kasama, recently conveyed a major upcoming announcement for Shiba Inu, revealed that he has a lot to say tomorrow to the SHIB army. However, the suspense is causing excitement among SHIB investors who believe that the team could launch something new. Now, I don't know what that new thing would be, or what new thing they're talking about, but I think a lot of people were looking at it and saying that, what he could be talking about is maybe he's going to launch the some white paper for Shibarium. So something like that might be happening. Let's decode what Satoshi Kasama's announcement could be tomorrow based on the upcoming releases that are lined up. There we go. Shibarium documentation. The first in line that could be announced tomorrow is Shibarium documentation. That doesn't really sound like a big thing to me, but it could be. Satoshi tweeted multiple times previously that Layer 2 documentation will be out soon for the public to see. He hinted that Shibarium documentation would be released by the end of July by stating in his tweets soon. Also, Unification, the firm that's worked behind Shibarium, announced that the public beta testnet will launch in Q3 of 2022. Therefore, investors can get a glimpse of the Layer 2 solution before the end of September. By the way, we're in Q3, if you're not keeping score at home. We are 4 days into Q3, so whatever is coming pretty soon. The next one up is a Shiba Inu and Red Bull collaboration, and the top influencer for Shiba Inu, Milkshake, revealed she's in talks with energy drink Red Bull for a possible collaboration. Satoshi also tweeted the same day, "Thanks for the chat about everything SHIB Red Bull. Looking forward to speaking more in the future." And then right here, the tweets have now been deleted. Watcher Guru points out to Red Bull for a comment, and the energy drink brand has not responded yet. Tomorrow's announcement might also be a possible collaboration with Red Bull. However, we'll have to wait to watch tomorrow what Satoshi has to officially say. At press time, Shiba was trading at 10.15. Right now, we've got Shiba trading at 10.82. And you can see over here, there's been quite a little pump in the market for the day. Nothing dramatic. But if you are with SAPE, by the way, Safe Apes, then let me put this into the, pop that up there. Safe Ape was having a nice little run today. For the amount of money being put in here, like it seems like nonsense to me. That people, it's the same people every once in a while you'll see that just sell for just ridiculously small amounts. This is 17 and 22. These guys just trade small amounts each time. It's crazy to me. So, but there's still a nice little pump going on. They're up 15.8% on the day. But here was the big deal that I was talking about earlier. And it was that NFTs have fallen off the cliff in June. Bored Ape Yacht Club in a fix. Prices of prominent NFT collections have been dwindling. Demand has evaporated from the market, and people within the ecosystem have been hesitant to divert funds to artwork-centric tokens. In retrospect, the global crypto index for NFTs has registered a 65% drop in sales over the past 30 days. That is a crazy amount of decline that's been happening. In fact, per Dune Analytics data, OpenSea sales volume has dipped 75% since May. Last month, it noted the lowest levels since July of 2021. Commenting on the same, Pedro Herrera, head of research at DApp Radar, said, "Without question, the NFT market has fallen off the cliff this June. While the market is way more mature, it's fair to say that in recent weeks, investors were looking for safer places to put their money amid the Terra collapse and the rumors surrounding potential liquidations. The NFT market is also in a consolidation phase as the crypto market. CMC data showed that the JPEG NFT index has decreased more than 70% since its inception in April. As such, the said index tracks a handful of blue chip NFT projects. Bored Apes, as of the chart fixed, the downtrend had halted and the index reading had been flat as of late. Top collections like Bored Ape had suffered because of the broader bearishness. Most metrics have been affected from sales of the average transaction. The average transaction by month here was 238,000 in January, 219,000, 237,000. So it was basically treading water at that point, just kind of averaging out pretty well. Then it went up in April to 312,000. In May, it was down to 219,000. June, it's at 109,905 as the average price of the transactions, down over 50% from the previous. So you can see that there's a lot of give right now in these markets. I mean, let's face it, like, unless they do anything, and unless they provide you with a large amount of value, what purpose? You know, we're in a time right now where people are real nervous, and when you have what we have in this market right now, and that is what we have is people who are nervous about high risk. When you're nervous about your high risk assets and things like that, you don't go into crypto. You go into other things. And an even higher risk is an even newer project, in which NFTs would be that even newer project. So money's coming out of NFTs. Money's already come out of the metaverse. Metaverse is down even bigger than cryptocurrency right now in overall volume. So, you know, we're looking at just kind of a flat stick sort of market all across the board. We're not looking at any sort of reasonable or rational sort of good pumps on anything in these markets right now. You might have one thing you might have one thing here or there that might mean something. And you know what? That doesn't help either. That the Bored Ape Yacht Club YouTube video is a trip, and I watched through most of it, and I watched it at 1.5 speed, and I sat there kind of silently and listened. You know, one of the things that I recognize that I think, look, there's a lot of woke people out there that are looking for something to be offended over. If you see a monkey or an ape and he's wearing one of those pointed biker helmets, then you automatically assume that it's some kind of symbolism, but it's just something that's funny to people. And everybody, look, just because you're not offended at something, or because you're offended at something, doesn't mean that everybody has to be offended. Just because you think something's hilarious doesn't mean that everybody has to think something's hilarious. One of my favorite comedians is a guy by the name of Patrice O'Neal, and he fought tooth and nail until he passed away to say whatever it is that he wanted to say. And if you don't like it, don't listen to him anymore. You know, in this market, the way I always look at it is this. In cryptocurrency, I don't need, for me to make a living at, let's say cryptocurrency, like we have 50 people watching right now. For me to make a living in cryptocurrency, I need 10 times as many people. I need 500 people watching me. And I think that with 500 people watching me at any given time, paying attention at any given time, then I think that I would make enough money to kind of survive and like, you know, thrive and live a life just off of YouTube. So I got to get there. I got to get my stuff out there, let people see it, and hopefully enough people like it. Something like that will happen. Not in a bear market, you know, and not unless I really lean into Terra Luna. I mean, you know, like Austin, like Awesome Austin, he leaned heavily into Terra Luna because he was passionate about it. I wasn't passionate about it, so he leaned into it, and then all of a sudden, everybody who wants to hear about Terra Luna is watching him, and then Rodney saw it, so then Rodney started doing it, and Classy saw it, and Classy started doing it, and then all these guys started leaning into Terra Luna pretty heavy because it drew eyes in, because people are fascinated by what's going on at Terra Luna. I'm kind of fascinated by it, but it wasn't enough to make content all the time, and I didn't feel like doing that. But if you go look right now, then you'll see that they do have a lot of Terra Luna people that are watching them, and a lot of people watching that were not also looking at Terra Luna. So, you know, you can build your audience. I just didn't do it on Terra Luna. So I'll catch the next one. You know what I mean? But if I had 500 people watching, if I could find enough value in what I'm doing for 500 people to be watching, then I think that's like a survivable sort of number. And I don't even, God damn, at this point, I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. Somebody reach over and slap me. Anyway, my point, I think, before my brain went dead, I guess, was that you should be able to say whatever you want to say. You should be able to have whatever kind of crowd that you want to have. You should be able to offend people, and people should be able to be offended. And those people can just go away and not watch you. And the people that do like you, they come in and watch you. And if you like me, then share me with other people so that other people come in and try it out. You know what I mean? Like that's how comedy kind of works at its best. When you're one of the things that Anthony Jeselnik always does is he does stuff to offend people at the very end of like a tragedy or something like that. And it gets crazy for some of these things. People are very, very offended. Like, how many people are trying to cancel Dave Chappelle right now because they don't like what he's saying about trans communities? And what he's trying to be is supportive of trans people. That's exactly right. He was passionate about that, and that was something that he would lean into. I just wasn't passionate about Terra Luna. I have my own lane, and I just like the amount of time that it would take to just redirect and do that was just not worth it. But anyway, Dave Chappelle, like they're trying to cancel him. One of his best friends was trans, a lady that he worked with. Blah blah blah. If you ever watch his comedy, then you understand. Like he doesn't have a problem with trans people. They have a problem with him. So I just hope that I have enough people who enjoy my content, and then at some point it provides me with the ability to not ever have to work again, or at least this becomes work. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's get back to business. There were a couple things. Oh, by the way, for those of you that don't know, Terrapol was launched today, so you can come to Terrapol and you can launch it, but you can't do anything with it unless you are creating your own token. So you can launch, you can hit MetaMask, and you can load in, and you get with MetaMask, it's any ERC20 compliant wallet. If you have multiples, then they'll all pop up on your screen. You just pick the one you want to use and load it in. And then you put in your organization title, and you put in the description of what project you want to do, social link, the logo that you want to upload, who the owner of the organization is, and the contact info, and then bam, create the organization. That's as far as I know right now with what you can do on it. But the whole purpose behind Terrapol is to provide a launching pad for new cryptocurrency so that they can have a successful place to launch, and not either rip people off. Look, what Terrapol is going to do is make sure that these people are not ripping you off, and making sure that you're not ripping them off. This is basically what they're doing. So while that's happening, over here in the Volt world, Jesse Arnett, known as the Big Cat, is now the featherweight champion of the world for the UAE Warriors, which is a division of the UFC, it turns out. A sponsored UFC fight place in Dubai, or in Abu Dhabi. Sorry about that. And you can see right here, they do have quite a roster of fighters, by the way. And you will find many familiar faces. There's Khabib himself. There is a fighters. They do have quite a list of fighters. Some of them you're going to be familiar with if you deal with like Russian. There's Big Cat right there. He's now the world champion. Will Fleury, I think most people know him. Ali Taleb, people know him. Then there's a whole bunch of different weight classes, all the way up to the heavyweights and the super heavyweights. And then you can pop in here and you can look at all the names that are sponsored fighters in there. And congratulations go out to him. That is now a world champion for Volt Inu. And the Banana Task Force Apes. I don't think BTFA released this today. I think somebody just kind of dressed it up for them. But it's pretty cool that somebody came out with a design, an NFT type design for this. And by the way, if nobody has seen it, if you have not seen it, oh my God, this is where is it? Here we go. This is the craziest shit I've ever seen. This is so hilarious. Oh my God, I'm dying over this thing. Like, this is hilarious. And that was to the song America F Yeah from Team America, The World Police. So if you want to go check it out, it's Eagle with Arms or something like that on YouTube. It's hilarious. And it does the America F Yeah song. So very, very funny. And also, if you haven't already and you want to, then Terra Luna, there is something, it's called at Luna Supply Alert. And it keeps track of how much supply there is on Luna at any given time. And you can come up here, and you can see how much circulating supply there is, and it will tell you in 24 hours how much more or less has been minted. And once a day or every 12 hours or something like that, it will do like the total supply and not just the circulating supply. So like right here, you'll know the total supply is 6.906 trillion. And that's down 1,234 from the previous day. Even if the circulating supply, you can see, keeps going up. 5 hours ago, it was at 6.5557812. Now it's at 6.557916. So you can see here that the circulating supply continues to go up, even though the overall supply diminishes. And every time you look at the overall supply, by the way, which is going to be the total supply, will be the one with the fire on it. And as you scroll through here, every once in a while you'll run into one of these fire ones, and it will tell you that it's burned out 54,000 here, it's burned out 9,000 here. So you can see that the total supply has been diminishing over time. There has been some significant mini burns. These are not burns that are going to make a huge difference, by the way. You know, when you're looking at these are not big burns at all. But some of them, every once in a while, will pop up with a significant burn. It took me a while to scroll through here to find them, but there was one for 345. Here we go, 345,000. I would like to say that that's a significant burn. I don't see any millions. Here's one, 2.234 million were burned yesterday. And then as you go down here, like, you'll find more of them. You just don't find a significant amount. And I think that that's a testament to that they haven't implemented this 1.2% burn tax yet, and not a lot of trading is going on in certain places. So the amount of burn is not huge in that total overall supply, but it will get huge once a bunch of people are on board for it. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But let's get over here. Hex is up at 38.56. It's up 15.8% on the day. Safe Ape is at 37.85, up 13.4. Terra continues to impress at 18.40, up 5.2%. It's dead even on the week, but that's a pretty decent job of maintaining during, you know, what's been a pretty bearish market. Robo is up 6.7% on the day. WAGMI Games up 3.1%. Volt is up to 1035, up 1.9% because it had a big run yesterday. So here's the 1 hour. It looks a little bit different when you look at the 1 hour. But it's up 39% on the week. Here we go. We're trading up here at 1016 about this time yesterday. So it's not a huge increase on the day, but it is significant, and we'd like to see it stay above 1035. There might just be an announcement tomorrow morning to kick off the day that'll make it all worthwhile. Phantom is at 1378, I think it was earlier. 1366, goats at 1270, and shift is at 2647. So we're getting some positive move, but it's not positive move because of anything that the cryptos are doing. It's positive move because we're getting some Ethereum pump, we're getting some Bitcoin pump, and that's kind of driving the market. Now, Bitcoin has retraced about $150 since we started doing this, and as you can see here, Ethereum has held up surprisingly well. You'll notice here that Bitcoin is up 0.29% on the day, and Ethereum's only up 0.08, so expect Ethereum to maybe go on just a little bit of a run in the next little while. Maybe we'll see, because generally speaking, Ethereum likes to double up Bitcoin right now. So if Bitcoin is running and positive, then Ethereum by all rights should end up being about twice as high. So we'll see if that plays out. But we're getting into we're 40 minutes away from the, what do you call it now? The India portion of our broadcast. And when India kicks in, I don't know how they're going to play. But, we look at last night, and you can see here at 9 o'clock, 9:30, around that time, we had a nice little pump happen. Well, no, last night, it was all dump. So here we go. Last night, we had from 9 to 3, everything dumped. So the Indian markets, the Middle Eastern markets were not very kind last night, and that led to the European markets waking up at 3 a.m. and just blasting off. To start off Monday, and that's where we've been all day. The U.S. market hasn't been around to take profit, not helping or harming. And really, to be fair, it was probably a good thing to have the U.S. market on the sideline on a Monday. If you look at the Dow overnight earlier, it was at negative 35 and negative 22. Now it's up 108. So people are looking at these markets, and they're seeing the markets around the world kind of pump a little bit. So maybe we get a little positive action in these overnights, and we're not feeling so bad. And you can see here, by the way, I did move Market Cipher B off. So right now we're just working with Chandelier, support and resistance, so that I have my lines so that I know where they are. I've got the highs and the lows for the day. And then I've got the EMA 13. I've got the EMA 9, 13, 48 going green, yellow, blue. So green is the 13. Yellow is 48 right here, and then the blue is the 9-day, and when the 9-day is over the green, that's the good sign. When it crosses back over, that usually means a sell-off is imminent. So if you're looking at a shorter time, like right now, if you look at where we are, you can see here that this is the time to start thinking about maybe selling. But anyway, the idea is to follow this, to follow both of them. And as a matter of fact, this, by the way, was T. Hobbs. He was talking to me about it, and I was just trying to come up with a newer strategy, and that was part of the newer strategy, was to do that. And he said that I'd probably, once I got used to it, I'd probably like this a little bit better. So, and he was right. So there we are. But anyway, it is about time for me to go walk the dogs. So guys, I am out for the night. I am going to go walk the dogs, and be very careful in your trading overnight. I hope the market pumps. I hope to see this thing go crazy. Luna, I don't think we're going to get Luna to $1. Not yet. There's not enough burn. We really need to see. We need to see something happen. We need to see Binance come out with. I know that CZ was having some communication and talking about his interest in doing something for it. So it's gonna be good to see. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how it all plays out. But you guys have a good night. It's not financial advice. My name is Bleaves. I'm always right. Be very careful in your trading tonight. Hopefully we'll get a nice pump. Hopefully the U.S. market will wreck it in the morning. And hopefully we'll have a good couple of days before we start getting the bad news. And I know it's going to be bad news. So it's coming. So manage your portfolio carefully. All right, guys, have a good night. And we'll see you for breakfast in the